Welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON, and here is today's report. Well, it never gets boring in this field. We're going to look at something that I've never seen before. Kind of reminds me of a palm tree flying. And then we're going to look at some swarms of I don't know what's, and then two things I don't know what's either at 30,000 feet. So buckle up, get ready, and enjoy Third Phase UFO Report.
All right, are you kidding me? A palm tree hovering in midair. I know they're supposed to be on the ground, but what the heck is going on? This is one of the most bizarre UFO videos that I've seen in a long time. You could clearly see this palm tree shaped craft is behind the power lines. And I gotta say, it's quite large, and it is creepy to say the least. A black, ominous figure up there. Some people might say humanoid with some weird wings on it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I'm glad that we're sharing it with you right now. I'm going to have to say this is bizarrio. I might even put that in the title tonight because it looks exactly like palm trees, as you would see on the ground, but it doesn't make sense. We're seeing it in the sky. Is this some kind of glitch? Some people might say it's a glitch in the Matrix. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is weird, man. It's creepy. We're looking at this thing just kind of just hover above those power lines, and it just seems to move with kind of its own force. It's just undulating right there, and you don't see the thing really morph. It's rather static. Could this be CGI? I like the camera work. It seems like it's moving correctly. We only have a little clip. This was submitted today on Instagram to us, and that's a little problem right there. But again, it looks real to me. It looks like it was captured in-house, and if it is, this thing's pretty creepy. Looking at these palm trees, comparing it to this in the sky, it matches.
Absolutely, and I like the way it's very stationary as it rises, but the characteristics of the craft, it seems pretty stable, and I see a little bird fly by, so I could estimate that this thing to be possibly maybe 15 to maybe 20 to 25 feet in length.
We have an unidentified flying object.
Oh, all right. Well, we got to talk about it. It doesn't mean we have to like it. I look at the thing in the sky and I say, why, ufology? Why? Why do this to me now? What is it? There's only a few things in this life that I could say that thing is. Number one, it looks like a freaking flying tree. Number two, it looks like horses. Like a three-headed dragon. No, yes, a three-headed dragon. You can see them. Look, two at the top, one at the bottom left, and then there's another one bottom right. Okay, so this has got to be a real dragon flying in the sky, floating in the sky. It got stuck in between worlds. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened. This is supposed to be in medieval times, and it somehow popped over here in our universe into one of the 15, is it 11 universes? How many we got? Come on now. Yeah, it looks like this. It looks like palm trees floating in the sky, but it isn't. You even look like they're almost alive, but I'm gonna tell you, between you and me, it can only be two things. Balloon, like a sculpture balloon, an advertisement, we just don't see it because of the angle of the sun, the way the camera works, all that stuff. Or it is an interdimensional being that somehow got mixed up into our universe. And the thing, well, we never see where they go. We just see a few seconds here. But it is moving, and it wouldn't move quickly because the way that balloon looks, I'm calling it a balloon because I really think that's what, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. It's odd. It could be a living being, and the only way my brain can understand that is to call it a balloon. So that's what I say, that's why I say it. But it is weird. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Well, let's go to the next video. Maybe you'll think that.
Ну, что это за явление? Ну, как это объяснить? Кто-нибудь вообще может это объяснить? Бля, что это за хрень? Так, чтобы вы понимали, вот я сижу в машине, вот она эта штука. Как будто птицы какие-то, ну как будто светящееся что-то, вот много всяких вот каких-то элементов. Вот они объединились в кучу.
Let's roll this once again, guys. And as we're looking at it in this live premiere, I'm kind of scratching my head. What's going on? This man's pulled off on the side of the road. It's probably freezing. And he notices something in the sky of what looks to be something biological in nature. No doubt about it. We see a kind of a cluster, a thick cluster of UFOs just kind of hanging there. And off in the distance, you see glimpses of light sporadically throughout it. Right behind it, look there, it almost seems that they're merging. This is bizarre stuff. Brett, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm rolling out. This is CGI. Definitely, this is in-house, in real-time camera work. What he's capturing is a big question. I like the cluster of lights, and they're illuminated. We see the bottom portion on the ground that something's highlighting whatever this is, but what's the question? Was there landing on the other side of the hill there or something? It's super strange, and these lights are doing things that are unconventional. They're just moving slowly and in a cluster and seem to merge together. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Brett, could it be maybe a flock of insects, birds? I'm not exactly sure. It dissipates at the end, but right here, a very clear shot.
All right. We just got done looking at flying horses, so now we're going to look at swarms of I don't knows. So you have to use critical thinking, logic, what makes the most sense. We always do that here on Third Phase UFO Report. One thing that this looks like to me is a swarm of birds, bats, or something that swarms. Maybe they're sparrows. Maybe they're locusts. Maybe it's a group of balloons that have been released and just seem to be flying around the area there. Now look at this. Let's take a look at this. It looks like it could be one object. See, a swarm, you would think you would see some erratic movement, like there'd be 3 or 4 of the birds moving all around, right? Left, right, bumping into each other. These seem to be really tightly grouped together, almost, I hate to say, intelligently organized. So I really don't know. Although, in this part of the world, it wouldn't surprise me that they have swarms of animals, bugs, insects, birds, whatever. But it is really weird. If you look at the top one, not the one that we see real clearly, but the one on top, there's some strange movement going on around there. And I just don't know. But it's at night, and it's another strange something we don't see all the time. Now look at these next videos here.
So let's roll it back. Whatever this object is, again, it gets a little old saying it, but this looks like the Tic-Tac. This isn't an airplane, in my opinion, or any kind of, conventional drone or a helicopter. This seems to be skipping out of the clouds, almost like a skipping stone on top of water if you're to throw a stone. This is pretty interesting. It kind of darts in and out of the clouds. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it's, again, looking and relating to the stories that we've heard from the Navy pilots. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is a good capture. I like the way the passenger or pilot, whoever captured this, struggled to get the shot. This object, whatever it is seems to be some distance away from the airplane. And he zooms in and we see this white object. Like you say, it could look like a Tic-Tac or a flying saucer, a disc. And it seems to kind of do peekaboo kind of techniques, and it's hiding in the clouds and makes itself present again. This thing's amazing. I like the movements. It's kind of darting left to right. It's dipping. It's not going in a trajectory, a straight line. This thing's making odd maneuvers, Blake.
Absolutely, Brent. The telemetry behind this seems unorthodox, something that doesn't quite add up. The propulsion behind this seems quite curious. Like you mentioned, this doesn't seem to be just heading in one trajectory, Brent, in a straight line as regular planes do. This is kind of moving and undulating left to right and picking up speed and slowing down. It's very strange indeed. This is a good one, and I believe that there's no manipulation here. This video is genuine. That's what we try to do. If we see any kind of trickery, we're going to call it out. But right now, I believe, again, as we always do when we post up these UFO videos, that they're legit. Sometimes we just don't know what it is. That's the point of Third Phase of Moon. We're trying to find out together. So, again, leave your comments below, guys. I want to get your thoughts on these incredible videos. Now, we've got another one for you. Buckle up. You're going to love this. Watch. Photographs received from James C. Goodall, aviation expert. He's one of the Third Phase of Moon team members, and he sends us information on the front line. He knows we get it out super fast. We receive videos from James C. Goodall, and these are the photographs, again, at approximately 20 to 30,000 feet in the air of what looks to be some kind of missile or rocket in close proximity to a commercial airliner or maybe a military jet up there. Not exactly sure what's going on. All I could say is that whatever this object is seems to have a fiery tail behind it, which represents propulsion of rocket form, and then its bulbous front. Unique feature. We ran it across some of our team members, and Alex brought up a couple of photographs of what looks to be possibly like-kind rockets. Bezos, the Blue Origin, definitely has the same feature as this, but my question is, why are they having it in such close proximity to an airliner? To me, this would be very dangerous. Some people, like Alex, also mentioned that this could be an escort plane that's keeping up with the rockets, trying to figure out or test this missile, if that's what it is. But if this is a commercial airliner, now we're dealing with something else. I'd be worried, Brent, if I saw this out my window at 30,000 feet. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely, Blake. Spooky stuff. Wouldn't want to be in a plane seeing this. It's pretty much the last thing you'd want to see. Crazy. Goodall sent these photos to us just a couple days ago. He didn't really have any more info behind these photos. He did make a point that he thinks they're legit, and we're looking at it. There's pixelation. The photos aren't like super crystal clear by any means, but hey, if Jim thinks these are legit, I'll take Jim's word for it. What we're looking at is curious. Could it be a rocket, like Blake said? We're looking at it, and some people might say this almost looks like one of those World War II hand grenades with the bulb at the end of the throwing stick. It's weird. And why is this fiery tail coming from it? It almost looks like it's out of control. It doesn't seem direct as a straight arrowed rocket. It seems to be like moving and zigzagging. Weird stuff here.
Yeah, could it be out of control? Like you say, Brandon, could this been some kind of secret rocket launch that kind of went haywire and crazy, and they didn't want to let people know or the public know that there's a big mess up? Because Again, in my opinion, this is way too close. This thing looks way too erratic to be in this kind of proximity to an airliner. I don't care if it's military or commercial. This seems very dangerous, and I don't think this is according to plan. If it is some kind of rocket launch, this seems concerning if I were on that airplane, and I'm sure all of you would agree with that. We appreciate everybody who joined us in this incredible episode tonight, and don't forget, my email is in the description. If you've captured the phenomenon, upload that video or photographic evidence to YouTube. Maybe even film yourself for a couple minutes explaining the scenario behind it, and then send that over to us, that link to my email. We'll take a look, and who knows, maybe you're going to see your video up on Third Phase of Moon.
Okay, this is so cool. Let's take a look at this for a minute, because we have two of these at 30,000 feet. This video here shows a white Tic-Tac-ish UFO, maybe a disc-shaped UFO, but you can see when it enters the cloud and disappears that it's already on its way down. It's already shifted. Now watch there. It's starting to go down, goes through the cloud, comes out significantly later. And I have played with this video several times. And if you were to use continual speed on this object, it doesn't come out at the right spot. It comes out too far away. Now, I'm saying that because I think that the object is not like leapfrogging or pushing forward at a quick speed when I can't see it. But that object is too far ahead. And it seems like it's put there. I don't know. But I think this could be CGI. And if it's not, then we got to look at the shadow effect that I think I just saw on the object when it gets by the cloud, and it looks like the shadow from the cloud. Oh yeah, it does. I think that's really there. Oh my goodness, that changes everything. I thought I saw that before. The object goes through a shadow part of the cloud. You can see when it gets close right there. And the shadow casts over the white object that's being hit by the sun and makes it into the shadow. It darkens it. Wow. That is probably really there. Then that shake is awfully violent. And to match it up as good as they did, yeah, it's there, I think. Great capture at 30,000. Well, the next one leaves nothing to the imagination. Yep. It looks like a missile, doesn't it? It looks like a Molotov cocktail being hurled at this airplane, and I don't know if this is military or if this is a commercial airliner. What the hell is this? There's a contrail of some sort coming out of the back of it. And to me, they caught something on video that is really bizarre. I think that is a man-made object. I don't think it's a UFO per se, as in super high tech. But maybe it is. Look at how close it is to that airplane. It makes me wonder. See, that airplane looks kind of dingy and old. I bet you it's military. Yeah, it does look like that rocket, doesn't it? Isn't that the Jeff Bezos? That's not it. But it does remind me of the shape. Just an odd looking object. Really odd. And if this is some sort of device to explode upon impact. Well, maybe somebody from the military captured this, because that looks like a military paint job on there. And maybe they're going to destroy the plane up in the I almost said ionosphere, up in the sky. Yeah, very interesting photograph. You can see the contrail. That object does not look that big. It looks about 3 to 4 feet long, maybe 5. It's hard to tell how far away it is, but it looks within 100 feet of the airplane. I'm going to say that's probably closer, maybe 50 feet, 40. But it's got to be coming in at a good clip of speed. They captured 2 shots. So unless they have the burst mode and it's taking pictures, pop, 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 like that, then that object is hauling some boogie. It is moving. Yes, I said hauling some boogie. Check it out. That's a 1970s term. You know who used that term? Wolfman Jack. Yeah, look it up. This is great. What an incredible capture. We can't explain everything. We don't know everything. And if you know what this might be, what this object looks like, can you let us know? Like, email me at gufonradio@gmail.com and tell me what video it was. So I know what you're talking about. Put your comment in the chat room. You can do that. Nothing wrong with that. We need to know what these things are. That's why we keep putting them up on Third Phase UFO Report. We still don't know. And the good thing about this collaboration is if Third Phase doesn't know and we don't know, well, maybe you know. Well, that's it. Whoa! Down the Stargate into this reality you call life. We're going to take you back home and start your week off with a nice report. Isn't that nice? So I hope you enjoyed tonight's UFO report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON. You can catch me on GUFON Lives, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays at 4 p.m. for the UK. Thank you, Third Phase of Moon and panel members. We'll see you next time on Third Phase UFO Report.